The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, good morning. This is Josh Lemaster. I'm co-founder and chief financial officer of Perfect Golf Event. I appreciate everybody taking some time to jump on this morning, learn a little bit about weather insurance. And I thought I'd give you just a minute here just to tell you about how Perfect Golf Event and Vortex Weather Insurance started working together. But we were always looking for ways for our events to really minimize their risk. A lot of our events, which we're operating or assisting with thousands of events every year, and have worked with tens of thousands of events since we started in 2014. But we were looking for ways to minimize risk, and the thing that came up oftentimes was rain, weather in general, but rain. And we found that kind of traditional event cancellation insurance was a little bit tedious, especially for our event organizers that do this once a year, and maybe it's a little bit smaller event. And both the application process and the payout process, if there was some sort of an event cancellation, was a little bit tedious. So I'm not going to steal Eric's thunder. I'm going to introduce here in a second, but Vortex we found was a lot better solution. So this is our fourth year working with Vortex, and more recently we actually added a certain level of Vortex rain insurance in with our upgraded Perfect Golf Event packages. So if you upgrade to an Eagle event or higher, you actually get automatic rain insurance, and there's nothing you need to do for that. It's included automatically, and we send you a report after the event and tell you if there was any covered rain event, and if so, you will get a check. So when you see the notifications about those those coverages, you can always reach out to Eric, and he'll be glad to help you with additional coverage if you wanted to cover the full amount of your fundraising effort or anything like that. So with all that said, a couple of housekeeping items. Everything you see today is going to be shared as a YouTube link that you can watch and listen to it. Also, we'll share it as a PDF so that you can just share that with your committee members if you like. And of course, it'll have our contact information, anything you need to get started in the discussion. So with all that said, let me introduce Eric Anderson, Vortex. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat, and if you raise your hand, I'll reach out to everybody on chat. So happy to answer any questions as you go, and we'll save a little time at the end as well. All right, Eric, all yours.
Thank you, Josh, for the introduction. Good morning, everyone. This is webinar number 8 of 2025. Thank you for coming aboard. We're going to keep it to about 20 minutes, and then, like Josh said, followed by a little Q&A. So if you could hold your questions until the end, we'll take care of you. We've got a big group today, so welcome everybody from around the country. Very excited to explain our product. Like Josh said, this is our 4th year with Josh and his team at Perfect Golf. They're the best in the business. We've got an amazing relationship, and we look forward to working with them for several years to come. He explained the upgrade package, and we can go over that individually afterwards when I get to meet all of you and price up your event. So with that said, while I present, I'd like you, whether you're a first-time organizer or you've been doing this for 5, 10, or 15 years, I want you to think about the potential impact of rain, whether it's a little bit, a medium amount, or it's a complete washout, and what the effects can do to your total revenue plan and your target for your charity, memorial, etc. A couple things to note is, our weather insurance is, and I'm going to go over this, parametric, and I'll explain that. But you don't need a proof of loss to collect. Your event can trigger, and you can continue to play through it. So I'm going to touch on that here in a few seconds. So look forward to explaining our product for you. So we like to say, don't let bad weather slice into your club's bottom line. you can predict the weather, but you can help protect your business from it. Myth: insurance agencies don't know weather. Turns out we are weather nerds. Our team has over 100 years of combined experience in the weather risk management industry, and we've been helping protect events since 2008 using data-driven policies that mitigate risk. A little bit about Vortex Insurance Agency. We're a subsidiary of MSI Guaranteed Weather, which has been in the weather risk management industry for more than a quarter century. And since 2008, Vortex has specialized in insurance products for all outdoor events, fairs and festivals, concerts, jumpy castles, soccer tournaments, you name it. We started offering protection for golf tournaments and properties in 2019, and it's been growing strong. We've been writing for thousands of events around the country. And we're always asked, who's our paper, who's our carrier? Mitsui Sumitomo. They're rated A+ best. Here's a picture of me. I am the National Director of Sales. Since 2019, I've been with the group. Before that, I've been in the weather derivative space for a long time. I was the broker for Guaranteed Weather for over 15 years. And they hired me in 2019 to run the group on the golf side, and now I'm overseeing sales. Before that, I played golf professionally. I worked at Augusta National. I played in for every kind of event you can think of. I've helped run events. So I can help you when you're, again, whether you've been doing this a long time or you're just starting out. I understand the metrics of events, the fundraising aspect, the costs, your overall revenue targets, and I can help you with that part. But overall, I can help you find the policy where you're protected for the right amounts. We don't overinsure, we don't underinsure. We try to create a policy that really matches your needs. And every event is run differently. So I can help you with that. A myth: in the golf business, you can't fight Mother Nature. And we say not so fast. You can stand up to Mother Nature and help protect your revenue with Vortex. Across the country, savvy golf course operators and event directors are using our rain insurance as a risk management hedge. When you think about rain insurance as a hedge or protection, there's a lot of different ways that you can think about it. Whether it's golf, Monday or Thursday golf outings, we do seasonal and monthly hedges, we do multi-day tournaments, holiday weekends, 4th of July tournaments, pickleball golf. The mix of that is turning into a big thing now. So fundraisers have pickleball for the people that don't play golf during the golfers, when the golfers are playing. So that's a part of the industry that's really starting to take off. Members, member guests. And then you want to ask, what's at risk? And everybody's equation is different. So most of the events, there's ball drops, merch, alcohol drives, on course and after course lunches and dinners and fundraisers, all the different things that can be affected by rain. So this is a very important slide. Rain insurance versus property and casualty insurance. The chance of sustaining an adverse rain occurrence for a golf event is significantly greater compared to traditional P&C. Here's the chance of a potential insurance claim on a single day over a 20-year period. Pretty low, very low statistically, and obviously that's a good thing. But then you want to look at this. This is the United States, and this is just as a comparison, a 1/4 inch of rain falling on any single day between June and August. Much, much, much higher, and that's just for 3 months. So it's interesting to learn about this and how much rain we're actually getting these days. Okay, here's a myth. Rain insurance is complex, and the good news is we've made it very simple for you, the consumer. And this is how it works. Rain insurance is parametric. That means rain insurance is triggered simply if the recorded rainfall at your location meets or exceeds the threshold listed in the policy during the coverage period. So this is what I touched on in the beginning, is that proof of loss or event cancellation is not necessary for the policy to trigger and pay a claim. And on top of that, this is not indemnity. So this is index based. If you hit the trigger, you're getting paid in less than 2 weeks. And when you get the money, you can do whatever you want with it. You can pay the caterer, you can pay the golf course, you can pay, some of the people, the band, or, it's up to you where you want to allocate the payment. So again, this is how it works. Vortex uses WeatherWorks claim determination system. We're hyper local. They come right down on top of your property, and through several different ways of recording instruments and methodologies through radar, and the list goes on. And I'll send you the PDF that explains how the rain measurements are worked. Again, we're not 3 or 4 miles away from your golf course at an airport. We basically eliminate basis risk in the reading. Also, how does it work? We provide recorded hourly precipitation measurements as little as 0.01. And we write policies with the smallest inch threshold we write is for 1/10 of an inch. Okay, the different policy options. We all know what shotgun coverage is. Most of the events are run with shotguns, followed by either a lunch or a dinner, or sometimes there's double shotguns. So sometimes we write extended hour coverage. We can write 2 policies in one day. We can do a 10 or 12-hour policy. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll write in the middle of the night. We'll have a policy from 12 until 8, maybe before, so you basically protect yourself against losing the golf course on a smaller amount before your shotgun takes place. I'm seeing a lot of events start to do that. It's actually very smart. So you can have 2 coverage, 2 policies. And then ladder coverage, and I'm going to explain how this works in here in just a second in an example. Okay, the parametric options that go into the equation, the hours can vary per day for multi-day events. 5-6 hours is usually what we write. But we often say, if you can purchase, we'd rather you purchase the hours on the front end and then shave on the back end, because if people are going to be coming to the golf tournament or they're on the fence because it's raining and you lose them, those hours up to when the first ball is on the tee, when the shotgun's about to take place, they are not included. However, if you did buy a few of the hours before, that would be included in your policy. Again, rain thresholds, the amount of rain, we can write as low as 1/10 of an inch through an inch, and I can help you with that. The limits can vary by day. Again, we can do 2 policies in a day, multi-day events. Okay, so the use of hourly data allows us to concentrate only on the hours when rainfall could negatively impact business operations. Within the contract that you have with your golf course, some might say, okay, you might get a refund if you don't get through 9 holes or a certain amount of holes. I can help you understand where to buy the hours. Some people buy for when the shotgun starts until the lunch starts or the dinner. Some people buy several hours before up until the 9-hole mark. It's really up to you. But I can present several options for you and your golf committees to decide on, and I'll offer guidance on what I think is a good level. Okay, here's a grid of data, and this is back in 2019 around the corner here at TPC Sawgrass. It's in the summer. In July, you can see that the green boxes, those are in the afternoon. It does rain here more often in the afternoon in the summer than it does in the morning because of the humidity and it's Florida. So, but this is the kind of thing where we can send this to you and help you understand the different kinds of data points when deciding on a policy. So here's a myth: rain insurance is too expensive. And in reality, our team works for you to create a policy that fits your needs and budget. I'll help you shave hours, add hours, get to the exact amount that really needs to be covered. So you're not overinsured, you're not underinsured. Okay, so for the pricing, rain insurance is priced using historical probabilities. All the factors include the geographic location, seasonality, time of day. Like I just said, in the afternoon, it's going to be more expensive than the morning time. Season here, it's going to be more expensive in the summer than it is in the winter, and that's just based off of historical data. And then the duration of the risk period, obviously, the longer the coverage, the more expensive it's going to be. The amount insured obviously goes into that equation as well. Okay, so here's a sample quote. This is wintertime down at PGA National. Just a 5-hour shotgun that we wrote for $10,000. If you were to buy option A with a threshold of 0.2, it costs the customer $420. Obviously, you can see the higher the threshold, it gets less expensive because the probability is less. So this is our standard style of insurance. And here's another multi-day event using our standard, our ladder style, which means the more that it rains, the more that you're paid out. So this is around the corner in the wintertime, back in 2021, a 5-hour shotgun. So what does this mean? This means that if it were to rain through 0.20 and not touch 0.33, you get $15,000. If it were to rain through 0.33 and not touch 0.5, you'd get the 15 and the 45. So you can understand the more that it rains, the more you're paid back. So you can understand your tournament metrics. So if people start to leave, they're not going to stay for the on-course, 50-50 raffles, the drone drop at the end. They're not going to stay for the lunch. All these people that were going to spend all this money for your golf tournament, they start to leave because it keeps raining harder and harder. Well, this basically subsidizes and pays the event back for your loss. So here's a multi-day event where the hours were different each day, the threshold stayed the same, and the limit stayed the same. This was in October in South Carolina. But these are the kinds of things that we can do. Sometimes people have multi-day events where pickleball is included. There's all kinds of things that we can help you with, depending on how big your event is and how many activities are going on outside of golf. Here's a customer that we've worked with for a long time. He did have a rain date. I'm asked that a lot. Eric, we have a rain date. Well, he had a rain date, and his policy still paid out. He got the money, obviously, you can see very, very quickly. He turned around and he bought weather insurance for the rain date. This is down in Florida, this customer. So it's just, we always like to share that because sometimes you can have both of your events rained out. So again, we've worked a lot with Pinnacle over the years. Here's some of our customers that we've worked. All of the PGA sections have all bought back from us here and still do. We've written for so many events, tens of thousands of different kinds and styles of events, small events, all the way up to the PGA Tour, the Travelers, the Champions Tour, the Dicks, multi-years. We worked with them last year. They both had 6-figure payouts for their professional tournaments. I've written a lot of NFL charity deals for PGA Magazine. Folds of Honor continues to come to us across the country for their different chapters. Buffalo Group does all of our marketing, obviously Perfect Golf. They're the best in the business. So here's some of our customers we've worked with, our testimonials, which we'd like to share with all of our hopefully new customers. And before we finish up here, Josh, we always like to make sure we catch up on the questions. Does anybody have any questions?
You're getting pretty good at this, Eric. And only a couple of questions on chat here. So a little bit on timing. Talk a bit about how far in advance they need to make these decisions and how that might affect pricing. I think is the basis.
Yeah, no, great question. Questions. I'm asked those every day. So we encourage you buying in advance. If you bought a policy today for September, you have a 45-day lock. From there, we have to reprice your quote. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. Depending on the season and the repricing of things, data is ever changing. But we also understand that some events have, they're working on their budget and things are a little bit tight. So the last day to buy a policy is 15 days prior to your event, and that's paying through our credit card or our portal. If you need to send a check or wire money, it's got to be done, say, 3 or 4 days before that 15th day. So we have the money in hand, and that's so you can't take advantage of cherry pick the forecast. But good questions there.
Here's somebody calling me out on one of my comments about the claims process. So I guess what they're basically saying, well, if it's easier, what do they need to send if they have a claim?
Yeah, another great question. So, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to do anything. What we do as a company is we use WeatherWorks. After your event, WeatherWorks produces basically an expiration report. And they do all the data analysis. They send the data to our team. Our team looks at it, our PhDs and data analysts, make sure that we're all on the same page. And if there's a payout, we show you an hourly. Every event, the data is recorded hourly on the hour. So we'll send you, the customer, an expiration report showing you at your location whether there was no rain or there was a trace or if there was a payout, and you'll see the aggregation if you had a rainy event per hour. So you don't do anything, we provide that and we send that to you.
So like we talked about earlier too, if you're one of those upgraded perfect golf event categories, you'll get that. Even if you aren't expecting it, you'll see that after your event. You'll get that rain expiration report, and you'll be able to see what that looks like. And you can think about reaching out to Eric for maybe if you want to increase that coverage over what we provide in the upgrade. And
yeah, it's a great point. Thank you, Josh. A lot of events this year have been doing that and buying additional coverage. And even if you wanted to know what that would look like, just please give me a call. Or send me an email and I'll provide it to you and just show you the difference in price through premiums and different inch thresholds beyond the 0.5 that you get with the upgrade.
all right, Eric, I think I don't see any raised hands. I don't see any open chat. So I think we covered it, and we are dead on time at about 23 minutes, and we've actually a little early. So everything you've seen will be coming to you by email. It should give us time to convert the video, probably take about half an hour, and then you'll see that, and along with you can see Eric's contact info there, which is one of the slides in the PDF you're going to get, and you'll also see Eric's contact information on the email you receive. And if either of us can answer any questions, you're welcome to reach out to either of us. And Eric, thank you so much for your presentation. Great as always. And I'll let you close it out. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, and thank you, everyone. Again, big group today. I look forward to meeting all of you. Just send me an email or give me a call when you have a minute, and we'll show you pricing options for your event. I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll speak with you soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you all.